Rossi off to a flyer. Cal Crutchlow's also through, but it will be Valentino Rossi with a whole shot here in Brunton. Someone's down in turn 3. Someone is down from mid-pack in turn 3. It's Dovizioso, though, that leads now from Valentino Rossi, Marc Marquez and Jorge Lorenzo.
Here was Petrucci looking up the inside of Johan
Vinales limps away. 3 riders out then, already here in Czech Republic.
First DNF in over a year then for Vinales. The last DNF was As laser shot. Traditional Jorge Lorenzo start we were expecting, but he's right in the game early on here. He's getting in a little bit hot though into the first corner. Yeah, well, he compromised all his mid-corner speed and exit speed and entry speed while they're going into turn 4. And that's what's let Lorenzo sweep through. Petrucci was having a nibble up the inside of Cal Crutchlow. There's no way through. And Bradley Smith was saying, well, not guilty on, and he was looking at Stefan Bradl. So what's not up for any conjecture is Vinales, Bradl and Bradley Smith. They're out of the Renault Grand Prix after just three. Andrea Dovizioso comes over the line leading, fellow Italian Valentino Rossi, quickest man on track. The man in 8th place, and Alex Rins.
An incredibly slow second.
This man on the circuit, Alex Rins, who showed great pace yesterday in FP4. He was inside that top 3 with Marquez and his GSX-RR teammate Andrea Iannone. Always felt that Rins, had he got a good by the sun shines in terms of that soft rear, how long will that hold up for him? Marquez is out wide at the Kevin Schwantz corner at turn number 10. Oh, that was really, really tight. They must have come seriously close to
this one. Don't count out the dark horse of Alex Rins. He wasn't considered as a threat in Assen, and look what he did as Crutchlow pounces back on the Frenchman.
4 now for a couple of laps. Marc Marquez is desperately trying to find a way through on Jorge Lorenzo.
There's always a door left open with
your picture there. He's coming under intense pressure himself from Alex Rins. Cal Crutchlow's just on a regroup after almost tagging Marc Marquez through turn 10 last time.
Danilo Petrucci has just bridged that gap slightly to Marc Marquez, and he's the fastest man on that last lap. 56.9 for the Italian. Number and pounces, brilliantly done there by Marquez, but he's run wide again. He will have the inside line. He moves up into 3rd place ahead of Jorge Lorenzo.
Yeah, beautifully executed.
It's been a forgettable month for KTM in general, with what happened to Mika Kallio over in Germany as well. So, as you were, Dovizioso leads on the Ducati. You're on board of him now. This has, in terms of how slow the pace is.
Well, he's basically got the 10 of the fastest riders in the world in front of him, as they brilliant reference, hasn't he, here, Tito Rabat, to go.
It's like a peloton here in Brno, just everyone waiting to see what happens. Dovizioso, of course, is first at the moment. He's probably
takes in a race we'll be talking about in 100 years' time, let alone 100 days. He was in that group, and when he had to really, really push at the end, he was able to open up a real big buffer. San Lorenzo, your top 4, have all just set their personal fastest laps of the race. The quickest of the quartet, by a whisker, was Dovizioso from Rossi. Dovizioso and Rossi on that last lap, the only 2 men in the field in the 156s.
Still in the mix. There's a bit of through goes Marc Marquez again.
Oh, Crutchlow there, you can see. He had a little bit of a moment there, a bit of a twitch as he was on the gas at full lean angle through that first corner, that long, long first corner. It feels like it goes on forever, that run to that fast kick through turn 2. Lorenzo, it's all action, all instant at the front of this Czech Republic Grand Prix. I don't think Rossi's got the pace to check out in Checo. Oh, well, at one stage he's been taken by his teammate Andrea Iannone. He was pretty slow last time around, actually, Rins. He was down almost in the 158, so he's got his work cut out now. Rossi has gone hard rear, but he's got that medium front tyre on. He's the only rider on that medium front tyre in that top 6.
How will it fare in the...
So Marquez back inside the top 3. Oh, how cruel is that for poor old Tito Rabat? That looks like a mechanical problem on the Reale Vinci Ducati. Tito Rabat was having a brilliant ride.
Honda on board here with Jorge Lorenzo on the Ducati, and Crutchlow thought about it.
That's interesting now as well. You can just see those 2 black grooves in Cal Crutchlow's front fender. That's not a sponsorship, just top 3 pace. Cal Crutchlow may well feel he's got to find a way through on Lorenzo, pretty sharpish. Although was Lorenzo just suffering for a little bit of drive coming out of that first corner.
Marc Marquez.
His own game.
Here we go then around turn 9. Now onto this short back straight on board here with the most indeed, and a shake of the head from Lorenzo. I don't think there's really much in that. It's a close one, but there's nothing really too bad going on there. No investigation required.
Nothing too bad. That is what you call...
Is there, I think?
Yeah, I think it is, yeah.
From Cadalora in 96 to Simon Crayfar's win in 98, and now he's gone down to third as Marquez pounces. So Marquez through. Rossi trying to fight.
Definitely thought we'd see more of the two Suzukis. They've been pretty disappointing so far in this race. They're not a million miles behind this battle, but they've not been able to get anywhere really.
Up horsepower hill, there'll be 10 laps to go when we cross the line next time around. Into turn 13, leg dangling from Marquez as this bit of a front though. Rossi's just got his eyes fixed on Marquez. He might not even see Cal Crutchlow coming in a moment. Crutchlow fancies this. He's going to have a go into, thought he might have a lunge then into turn number 4.
What will Rossi have left in terms of grip from that medium from races? He's quite happy to sit tight, and when he's got to really get the hammer down late on, he's had the grip and crucially he's had the pace to make that break. Is he just sitting there?
Into turn 12.
He's brilliant coming onto horsepower hill. He did that to Jorge Lorenzo a couple of laps ago. He's now done the same to Valentino Rossi. So Cal Crutchlow.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'm not going to have any complaints if Zarco wants to join in this.
No, he's not averse to leaving a bit of black Tech 3 Yamaha paint.
9 laps to go, and everybody's not very fast because everybody turned 57.4, 0.4.
Cat and mouse. They're just keeping something in reserve. Rossi's struggling. I wonder if Rossi's run out of grip with that medium front tyre because Lorenzo's found a way through, and Ballard feel that softer tyre would work better than the hard. Well, quite clearly he did. But at this stage of the race, it looks like it hasn't worked out that decision.
Yeah, on board with him now. And he's just...
It's been proven, it's a fact, it's a given fact, it's not even up for debate, that they don't have the durability and endurance with the rear tyre like the Honda and Ducati do.
To go as they cross the line. Dovizioso still in charge of this one, but it's not a lot in it. Cal Crutchlow in touching distance in third.
Well, it comes down to one simple equation now, Steve. It's who has really strong, doesn't he, Crutchlow? Really, really strong. Hasn't really made any mistakes. He's piling the pressure on Marquez. When will Marquez decide to attack Andrea Dovizioso?
Have to be clean. It wouldn't go down too well with Honda if it wasn't. Dovizioso then still with the advantage. Looking back now from Dovizioso.
Limit pushing to his maximum, but he just cannot get close enough to show anybody in this lead group of 5 a front wheel.
Into turn 1, Crutch further back. Mark, I thought, was going to have a lunge, but he doesn't. Decides against it.
Did look like he was lining one up there, didn't it, Mark?
And 7, in fact, if you include Zarco. Here is Petrucci in 6th place, as Matt said, just sitting there at the moment, but probably not comfortably, as Matt suggests. Passed by Jorge Lorenzo, and I would imagine it'll have been done into turn 13. Jorge Lorenzo then up into 3rd place. Has he got something left in his back pocket here?
Well, hold on the lead.
Oh, there was a door wide open there. That was really good from Jorge Lorenzo, and it just shows how much edge grip he's got.
It's a real brutally physical motorcycle to manhandle for 40 odd minutes or so at this kind of level, at this kind of pace. Such as nerve-wracking final 4 laps coming up for those on pit wall. The pace is being hotted up now. Dovizioso, Marquez and Lorenzo. Here we go then. We've
number 3 of the season here. He's thought about a move on Marquez. Mark in turn is thinking about a move on Dovizioso. Dovizioso's just waiting for it to happen, I'm sure. Cal Crutchlow okay there.
If there's anybody tailor-made for this kind of job though, it's Andrea Dovizioso. You will not find a cooler, calmer and more composed character in the MotoGP paddock than Andrea. That was like the Jorge Lorenzo of old, wasn't it? Stunning stuff late on here from the triple MotoGP world champion. His teammate Andrea Dovizioso still leads. Marquez pushed back to third. Comments again in the Spanish and Italian medium. It's a war of words trade again this weekend between Dovizioso and Lorenzo. It's not about bragging rights at the
Stormer in Brno.
Well, this is just not a typical Jorge Lorenzo race either, is it? Normally his modus operandi is get to the front early and manage the gap. Long time since Dovizioso. Again, the pace hots up with that top 3. They've all got down to personal best laps of the race. 1:56.8 from Dovizioso. Lorenzo just wide, and he just, thank you very much, slides straight back up the inside.
And whilst all this goes on between the two Ducatis, Marc Marquez is there to pick up the pieces.
And what he might be also
inside each other. They did not look into each other's eyes once. They didn't look over. No congratulations. Oh, I thought he was going to have another go there. We're getting mighty close here to the end. We will begin the last lap of the race.
Kim Bruno battle here in MotoGP. It's still Andrea Dovizioso that leads from his teammate Lorenzo and Marc Marquez.
Oh, Lorenzo there. Brilliant try to get himself back into contention. I don't think he's close enough to look.
Marquez and Dovizioso. We thought Lorenzo was going to pick a fight in this lead group as well. That's exactly where we're at. What a race. Dovizioso's got a little bit of daylight. Gigi Dall'Igna in the Bruno Grand Prix. And Andrea Dovizioso has got clear track in front of him coming out of Horsepower Hill. Is Jorge Lorenzo going to be too far back? It's all about the horsepower shootout. 4-0, but it was not enough to deny Andrea Dovizioso.